How are we going, everybody? Just checking out the roses. I noticed this morning with a little bit of a warm climate change that we've had. We've got all the beautiful new growth coming through. You have a look at this. Also bird's nest. I left it there. Maybe she'll come back, lay some more eggs and get some more little birdies around here. Just listen for a second. Can you hear all the birds? It's fantastic. That's our little ecosystem that we've got going on here on our property. Now, roses are coming into bud or swell. They're actually putting on some growth now. Look out for aphids. And if you're one who has a lot of problems with roses and black spot, discolouring of the leaves and all things like that, it's because the soil's malnourished. You need to feed up the soil, feed up the microbes there, get them activated so the plant can draw up the nutrients it needs. Compost, manure, blood and bone, black grit, Eco Butch, liquid gold, all those wonderful things we talk about every day. Get that into it. It's not about spraying the rose, because once the problem starts, it's always too late to fix. So you want to rectify it before it happens. If it's happened to you last year, the year before, and throughout the season, even if you start spraying trifarine and wettable sulphurs and things like that, and even bluestone, you shouldn't have to go to that extent. With these roses here, I've never had to spray them at all. I get a little bit of black spot later in the season, but that's just telling me that they need another feed, and that's what we got to do as well with these. Oh, well, at the moment, actually, I haven't fed these. I've actually only put blood and bone. I'm just thinking about it now. Blood and bone, black grit, and that's about it. And I've done a couple of sprays with CGWS, which is a nice protectant, because you get aphids as well, which love to attack all the new growth on it. So look out for that. Eco oil, if you like, or make your own. But for now, let's go and talk about citrus trees. These ones here, we've cleaned up underneath them, folks. You know, the catnip we had the other day, we were talking about cleaning it up. Irises are coming up now. It all needs a composting, a light compost, a bit of charcoal and black grit, which is what I'm going to apply. I've actually done those two there. I haven't done the other four, and because we had to clean up around the base. So now that they're clean, I'm going to do that. But the other thing, we talk about it every year, and we have to talk about it again because it's going to happen again to us, and that's citrus gall wasp. That's the swelling of the branches when you get up to a little branch like this and you see a lump developing around it, and it actually progresses throughout the tree. It actually can infest. That's the insect, infest all sorts of branches, not really the older ones like anything over 2 or 3 years of age, but definitely the new growth. So now as we get into spring, you're going to see some new growth on your citrus trees. And if you've already had citrus gall wasp, it's just going to spread again. And cutting back the tree is one way of doing it, but you need to protect the tree as well. You can't just keep cutting it back, because what happens is you get the new growth, and it's an attractant basically. So by pruning it, you're basically inviting the insect to come back and infest all the new growth. So step one of the maintenance and control of citrus gall wasp on your tree is by pruning. You don't want to prune the entire tree, because you're going to put it into shock and it'll become a shrub. And we all know about that. So don't prune it too hard. Prune off the main ones, the ones that are looking like they're still alive inside. And the way you tell if they're alive or active is by looking closely to the gall itself, the lump. And if you see any little holes on the outside, it means the actual larvae inside has come out, it's matured to an adult and moved on to lay some more eggs. What you need to do is cut off those ones that have got no holes in them, as many of them as possible. But if it's too hard to cut them all off, you've got to spray it. Now, you can spray it an insecticide if you like, but the most effective one we've found overall is our citrus gall wasp spray, which is Citrus Guard White Spray, is what we call a CGWS. It will work on it as a shield of armour. I sprayed this one a little bit earlier on, and it's starting to dry, and you can see the white film now. I've also done my mum's place. You've seen in recent episodes that I filmed at her place, her orange tree. I sprayed it completely because it actually protects it from leaf miner as well, citrus gall wasp. And if you've got your apples developing on your tree, you can spray the apples themselves and it'll protect them too. It'll leave a white film on the top and stops cotton moth getting in. And for pear and cherry trees, pear and cherry slug, it will actually protect your trees from being defoliated. Look, it's not 100% like every product you use in the garden, insecticide, organic or non-organic. Don't even go there. Non-organic, just don't even touch it. But anything that you use that's organic, it's never going to be 100%. It's not only about the spraying, it's how you spray it, it's how well you coat the tree. It's also the time that you actually sprayed. Did you get it all over the tree? Did it wash off from any rain, possible rain, or have you got new growth coming through after you finish spraying and you haven't coated that new growth as well? So there's a lot of monitoring that's required to be done, but just generally speaking, spraying your tree with CGWS, for example, like this stuff here, is better than doing absolutely nothing and letting your tree die a slow, painful death, because that's what will happen with all your citrus trees. Now, our product here has also got the seaweed, concentrated seaweed added to it. So normal CG Well, not even. Any other clay-based powder will be white when you mix it with water. We've got the seaweed solution mixed into it as well, so that's why you've got a discoloured finish on it there, so it's got that brown milky sort of colour. You can see the bottom of it there, that's the actual kaolin which does the work, and the rest of it is a fertiliser. You need a shaker because this has been sitting around for a while. Just give it a good shake. Just like that there. Then all you've got to do is apply it all over your tree, folks. Now, it needs to go onto it to the point of runoff. It's got to be dripping everywhere. Yeah, this is my easy hand spray. If you haven't seen one of these before, don't know where you've been. And that's all you've got to do, folks. Apply it to the point of runoff. When it dries, it'll dry completely white. And that's the film or the shield of armour that you know your tree's got as protection. As soon as it wears off, apply it again. It may be 4 weeks or 6 weeks down the track. CGWS with the added seaweed solution in it, so it can actually fertilise the tree. And don't forget to feed your trees and your roses if you haven't done so already. Check out our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. Our Get Ready for Spring sale is still going on because a lot of you are still ringing in and ordering online and sending emails asking us to extend it. So we're listening there. We're trying to help you get your products into your garden to enjoy and have a bumper springtime. From me, Vasili, Maresi.